Y'all know it's time for Super Saturdays, so we gonna go ham, so y'all don't go nuts. Anyways, uh, you know, little intros. They be intros. If they don't be introing, yeah, that's why y'all mostly come in later on in the game. So then y'all ain't gotta hear the intro. But for the people on replay, I appreciate that part of the game. Appreciate it. Bring it in a little bit closer. There we go. That screen centered. We got some Dragon Ball videos to review. That's what we do on Super Saturdays, aka Another Day in Paradise.
Broly isn't strong because he trains. He's strong because he keeps evolving. Broly might be the most terrifying fighter in all of Dragon Ball, because his power doesn't have a ceiling. Unlike other Saiyans who rely on emotional spikes and transformations, Broly gets stronger simply by fighting. Every second the battle continues, his power keeps rising. His energy adapts in real time. He learns his opponent's speed, strength, and techniques mid-fight, and his body immediately adjusts. That's why he was able to overwhelm both Goku and Vegeta, even when they were using god-level forms. Broly doesn't need years of training or refined technique. His body does the learning for him. Pain, pressure, and combat all force his power to evolve naturally. Broly isn't skill perfected. He's raw Saiyan evolution taken to its absolute limit.
This is Lord Beerus, and unless you want your planet destroyed, subscribe to Geekdom 101. It's even better than pudding.
Okay, first of all, Happy New Year to each and every one of you. I hope you had a happy and safe New Year. This is the first, I guess, news update video of 2026 involving the upcoming Genki Damatsuri event on January 25 of 2026. Now, I want to make clear that there's going to be a live stream that day. I will be covering it. Please be aware, though, that it's likely going to be on the 24th on this side of the world, because Japan's ahead of us by several hours. So if you're in the Western Hemisphere, in the United States, it'll be on Saturday. We'll have full coverage of the event and whatever gets announced there. But I do have an update on the event involving some behind the scenes things that are starting to come out now that we've been hearing. Now, first of all, I want to let you know that this information, I have to be very careful with this information because, first of all, it's only single sourced, but it is trustworthy. But at the same time, this could be something to keep your eye on, or it might be nothing. It depends. It depends on what happens. We're still about 20 or so days away from the event, so I don't think there's going to be any last minute changes, but there may be. So let's talk about sort of, to catch you guys up real quick, let's talk about what they have planned, the important stuff. They're going to announce a new video game, a new Dragon Ball video game, and 2 new Dragon Ball projects, okay? 2 new projects, and those 2 new projects are the ones that are the most interesting, that have been talked about, okay? Capsule Corporation Tokyo, run by Akio Ioku, is the person kind of behind the event. He'll be there with Masako Nozawa, the voice of Goku, and Hironobu Kageyama, the singer of the Dragon Ball Z music. So there's a behind-the-scenes conflict that's apparently going on right now. Now, if you have been following this channel, and you've been following me for any number of years, you know that I've covered the behind-the-scenes stuff very in-depth and very detailed. I talked about the problems with Akio and Shueisha and what happened to Dragon Ball Super in 2019. I went into detail on that in this video here in the background. You see, where is Dragon Ball Super, why Dragon Ball Daima exists. This information in this video goes into what happened, why Daima was made a thing, and what's funny is that this video was published in 2023. Recently, Akio Ioku confirmed all this information. He confirmed that Dragon Ball Daima was something he talked about with Toriyama right after the Broly movie came out. This discussion about doing another anime had been going on for a while, but instead they did Superhero first and then Daima. Daima was started behind the scenes, like actually production began in 2022. That's when like a lot of the that's when the staffers kind of began working on it, right? Well, this conflict between Akio and Shueisha, I covered it in that video from 2023, and in 2024, it was confirmed by a Japanese magazine. So this not only completely validates the information I got in that video, but it also validates what was going on in 2019, because Akio Ioku, make no mistake, wanted to bring Dragon Ball Super back. It's just Shueisha didn't want to do it. He goes to Toriyama, and then we have Daima. Now, again, it's covered in this video in explicit detail. Now, one thing about that video is I'm asking, you know, what's going to happen if and when Capsule Corp takes over? Well, that has happened. Whatever it went on behind the scenes, you know, discussing the future of Dragon Ball, apparently it's already been resolved because Akio's hosting this event with Nozawa. And if it wasn't resolved, there'd be no event. What I'm hearing now is that there's a possibility that instead of there being 2 announcements, it may have been changed to 1 announcement. I have to be very careful, and I cannot go into detail because I have to protect the people that are providing this information. I'm not going to go into it, okay? I'm not going to go into exactly what it is. I know a lot of you have asked, hey, what's the project? What's the project? I've chosen this time to not discuss what I know, and I rarely do that, but the reason why is because with Daima there was some controversy, and even though I got all the Daima scoops about 90% right, the only one that was wrong was the Blue Popo. Like that one was a mistake, but everything else, like all those characters that all came to pass, you know, I was on point with that. With this, there's a lot of information going around right now where people are playing telephone. I've seen people talk about what they think is going to get announced, and some people have taken the bare minimum and added to it. You know what I mean? Like, for example, they say, okay, this is going to get announced and it'll be this long, and then somebody else will say, this will get announced, it'll be like this, and this will happen, even though that's not true. So if you're out there and you're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or even here, be very careful with the information that you see. All right, but apparently there's something going on with Akio and Shueisha again. Now, again, this is single sourced. It involves these announcements. I don't know if that means that one of the 2 projects will get postponed. I highly doubt it, and the reason why is because we know that one of the 2 projects has already begun production. So that's weird if they just stop production like that. You know, in 2019 with that whole controversy of Dragon Ball Super, production had not yet started. I thought that it did, but it didn't. So this though is different. This is a totally different era right now, and you saw with like Daima, you know, information is getting harder and harder to hide, but I've chosen not to go into detail to protect people who are talking about this. And it's not that I'm not trying to gatekeep information or anything like that. I just don't feel comfortable because I've heard so many different things and I don't know everything. I'm just going to be honest with you about that. Like, I don't have complete details on things. There are things that I've been told that I completely think are, what's the word? There are things I've been told that I feel is so strange that I doubt it's real. But this is also Dragon Ball, and when I first heard about Daima shrinking Goku into a kid again, I thought that initially was like, there's no way they're doing that again. There's no way they're doing the GT thing again, and they did it. So with this Dragon Ball stuff, man, it's really hard to predict what's actually going to happen and what isn't. But when it comes to this information, this new information I have for you is that apparently one of the 2 projects may get postponed. So when the event happens, if you only hear about the video game and one project, at least now you have a heads up on that. You know, you understand what I'm saying? At least now you have a heads up on it. The other project, as far as I know, is still a go. And from what I understand, the other project may actually materialize by the end of this year, meaning it might come out in 2026. I'm not going to go into what that is, though, because like I told you, I don't feel comfortable yet because a lot of this information is spreading through word of mouth. And even though I've known about these two projects for months and months and months, I still am sort of skeptical. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's such a strange decision, right, to do what they're doing. But it might be a wise one. And I will talk more about this after the Genki Damatsuri event. I'm going to do a video. I've already got the video planned where I'm going to go step by step into what's going on behind the scenes. That way you guys know everything. It's kind of going to be the sequel to this video back here, the Where is Dragon Ball Super, Why Diamond Exists. It'll be a sequel to that video. 2019, 2023. A lot has changed, especially with Akio taking power. It's so crazy. This is the real world. Hey, I wanted to cut in real quick here and just say that there's a high chance that this is all going to get resolved before the event. Like, I'm hoping that this whole thing is just just a roadblock they can overcome. So that remains to be seen. Either way, you're going to get either the 2 announcements or the 1 announcement. But I'm still thinking it'll be 2. It's just that there are issues behind the scenes, which I will elaborate on much more in the future once I get more information. Right now, there's not enough information for me to comfortably, say anything yet. So it's still something being researched as we speak. Bottom line, be aware that there's a possibility that one of the 2 projects may get postponed. I'll probably discuss why shortly after the event, or maybe even on that live stream, if I can get all the information, because it's going to require a few more conversations to get everything. But I hope you understand that I'm doing the best that I can to give you the most accurate info, and make sure that you are subscribed and have all notifications enabled, because news could break at any time now. Definitely during that event, we're going to get something, but you know how things go. You know how things go. Anyways, man, take care of yourself and your families. I really hope you're doing well, and let's make 2026 a great year. Let's help out the less fortunate, and let's really try to make the world a better place. I love you, take care, and I'll see you soon.
As usual, I'm glad he always has
The
to
baseline
double check
support system
sources.
of family dynamic is non-existent in the life of a typical Saiyan. The only family that really exists is the Vegeta family line, who of course wishes to maintain power and influence over their race, except for Vegeta's poor little brother Tarble, who was sent away for being so weak. However, the man named Bardock is a special case, because when he worked with a fellow Saiyan Gine on missions, he developed a special bond that is uncommon for their race. Notions of romance and marriage just simply aren't important to the lower class. However, when asked about Bardock's family structure, Toriyama had this to say: the quartet of Bardock, Gine, Raditz, and Kakarot make up Bardock's family, such as it is, but all 4 of them were never together. Also, I think Bardock himself might have had siblings, but perhaps even Bardock himself doesn't really know, and at any rate, he probably has no interest in it either. If Bardock himself, a man with unusual attachments for a
warrior to have a structured family. Damn, that's crazy.
So, you find yourself on the Unrelent Gaming channel. How fortunate for you. I, Lord Frieza, will spare your life as long as you subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon for tons of exclusive content, to early access media, and much more. Do it now, or else.
Now, although a rematch between Lord Beerus and Goku was most certainly an inevitability given their history, I'm beginning to wonder on where this battle of theirs is going to take them, because I think that it's safe to say that Goku's primal Ultra Instinct variant should be more than evident on what the outcome of this fight is going to look like by the very end.
As our story now continues, back on Beerus' planet, with God of Destruction Beerus now shown having to be locked in a very intense battle with none other than primal Ultra Instinct Goku, with both Vegeta and Whis having to oversee their fight from a distance, to which it was only just upon Vegeta having to question. Vegeta went on to then further questions by asking, "Tell me something here, Whis. This rematch between Lord Beerus and Kakarot, who do you truly believe holds the real advantage here?" Vegeta questions, because clearly with Lord Beerus having to go and make it obvious that Kakarot is forbidden from using that angel form of his, what I want to know is why exactly do you think that he had went and imposed such a specific restriction if he claims not to be worried about Kakarot's full potential? Vegeta continues, because as much as I want to go and believe him, could it be possible that Lord Beerus himself is aware that Kakarot, in this state, has already far surpassed him, or could it be that his pride is simply going and speaking for him here, or is there some sort of a deeper reason behind Lord Beerus' insistence here, with Whis responding, "Well, as much as I want to go and say that both you and I already have our answers behind why Lord Beerus is choosing to go about this in the way that he is currently doing with Goku while having to engage against him out there, and I do in fact believe that this rematch is actually what Lord Beerus needs right now, and so that way he can go and use this moment to go and understand that if he goes and continues to let himself go, and if he goes and continues to neglect his training," Whis continues, "then ultimately enough warriors such as Goku and yourself will one day rise from the ranks below him in surpassing Lord Beerus completely," with Vegeta responding, "And then about this upcoming Omniversal tournament that those two Omni Kings are planning on hosting, what exactly do they mean by what they went and said when they had mentioned and included warriors from across every and all realities?" Vegeta went on to then question, "Do they also mean that there will be alternate versions of myself and Kakarot who will also go and be a part of this as well? Because I can't go and imagine a scenario where we would go and face off against anyone weaker, and so now what exactly can we go and expect here?" Vegeta continues, "As I'm curious as to why Lord Beerus hasn't been keeping up with his training if he knows that he is going to end up in having to be a part of this," with Whis responding, "Well, of course Lord Beerus here believes for himself to be untouchable, which even he himself says that he isn't worried about the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse either, which of course I don't personally buy," Whis continues, "but you are in fact correct to assume that both you and Goku are to encounter polar opposites to the versions of yourselves that you are within this present reality, but along with the possible chances of encountering other variants of both you and Goku," Whis adds, "there is also a very strong possibility that you will all end up encountering other destroyers and gods alike, which I'm sure that I might be missing so much more here, but for the time being that is all that we can go by, or at least for the time being." But then, it was only just as Beerus was shown struggling and having to slowly remove primal Ultra Instinct Goku's fist from his stomach and now having to retaliate by headbutting Goku in the face, was when Beerus went on to then quickly respond, "Oh, don't you dare go and get the wrong idea out here against me, Saiyan, because our battle is still very far from having it be over, and so I don't really care on how good you may have gotten since the time of our original battle that was waged on Earth, because the one thing that will always remain a constant is the fact that no matter how strong you may have gotten over the years, I will always remain that much better than you, Goku," with Vegeta responding, "So then tell me, what are the chances that Lord Beerus will be able to go and pull through against Kakarot here with the victory under his belt? Because I don't reckon that Kakarot has shown his full power out there against Lord Beerus, and so what are you able to see out there?" Well, I'll have to go and give credit to Lord Beerus here in having to seemingly take Goku as seriously as he possibly could in order to see him fight like this. Needless to say that while I do believe for this battle to be an extremely tense one, and I think I have a feeling that Lord Beerus is about to go and experience an extremely surprising wake-up call, and so now watch closely. To which it was only precisely within this very moment now, with Beerus shown having to smile very condescendingly, arrogant in assuming that he had Goku all figured out was when Beerus went on to address Goku by then responding, "Oh, I just know that you had to have went and felt that one now, Goku, but was I lying when I said that you wasn't going to beat me here, or what?" That's right, and so now just give it up, because you and I both know that you aren't going to be able to go and take much more of that. And because I know that you can't, it's best if you just bow your way out of this battle now while you still can, and as I won't be asking you to go ahead and do so for a second time. And just who exactly said anything about having you waver in the slightest after taking that from you, Lord Beerus? Primal Goku then suddenly went on to then respond, because quite frankly, if we're going to go right ahead and be honest here, then what I'm about to say to you is simply something that I say to you out of respect here, but it'll take far more than just one lucky shot to go and put me down so easily these days, and truthfully, Lord Beerus, that one really didn't hurt as much as you thought that it was going to, and so if you truly plan on beating me...
Now, see, he done forgot what Akira Toriyama was doing. Akira Toriyama was keeping Beerus as that movable goalpost, because guess what? Then you gotta worry about writing Beerus too seriously, and then it's just a funny joke that he's always stronger than these guys. But linear storytelling means that at some point Goku was supposed to pass Beerus. That's why he was the goalpost. You ain't supposed to miss the goals. You see what I'm saying? You're supposed to catch up and achieve it, right? Yeah, I mean, at some point, one of Goku's transformations is going to be stronger than Beerus, just because of the fact that he's actually mastering UI, which Beerus hasn't done yet. So that explains a lot in itself right there. But you know how our favorite troll is, he'll keep moving the goalpost saying that Beerus is still stronger. When this is the bad thing about fan animations, they'll forget why Akira Toriyama will troll and keep your ass like, well, why isn't he stronger than Beerus yet? Yeah, you gonna keep asking that question every time you watch the show for that reason, just for you to ask the question. Then you're gonna wait to find out the answer, right? Stay tuned.
Here Goku continues, then you are going to have to go and hit me much harder than that if you hope to actually do it here, Lord Beerus. And Beerus was angry, because despite all else, with Beerus attempting to attack Goku, with Goku shown having to dodge each and every single one of Beerus' strikes, was when Beerus went on to then quickly shout, "Why, you, and just who do you think you're talking to like that, Saiyan? Get back here and stand still so I can beat some sense into that empty head of yours, Goku, because you are not just going to stand there and make a mockery of me as if I'm some kind of a random low-level warrior mortal, because sooner or later, I will catch you, and when I do, I'm going to break that face of yours, Goku, and so now stop moving around," with Goku responding, or maybe you just can't seem to accept the fact that a lot has changed since our very first battle, Lord Beerus, Goku utters before being shown having to elbow Beerus in the back of the neck and having to drive him away. And while me and Vegeta have always done everything that we could in making sure that we grew and adapted against any and all challengers that stood before us, Goku continues, one thing that you seem to be missing here is that I am no longer that very same person that you went on to encounter all those years ago, Lord Beerus. And if you still choose to not want to go and believe me, Goku continues, then allow for me to go and gladly show you then. So try and keep up as best as you can without having to lose to me, Goku says, with Beerus
Fire in
responding,
the hole,
"Why,
right?
you pretentious
Hole
little
20 somewhere.
stubborn primates, just wait until I go and finally grab hold of you, Goku. And it'll be over once I do, and so you can quit this little charade while I'm still offering you a chance, because you won't win." But even with Beerus attempting to backhand Goku, with Goku being shown stopping him, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Well, that's funny, Lord Beerus, because then why would you go and offer me a way out if you were simply going to try and attack me soon after?" Goku questions. Well, no need to answer, because I'll gladly go ahead and tell you on exactly why, Goku adds, which simply put, it's because while you know that a lot has changed here between us, you cannot go and manage to hope and keep this going here with me for much longer, because sooner or later you will go and give out, and once you do, then I'll be more than happy to be standing right by your side when this is all over, so that I can go and remind you that the score now is finally tied here between us, Lord Beerus, with an angry Beerus responding, "I just knew that I should have disposed of you when I first ran into that ugly face of yours on North Kai's planet. And as you aren't going to go and get away with the things that you have went and said to me, Goku, You just go and mark my words once this is all finally solved, and as you will ultimately come to finally realize that fate has already reserved this rematch victory for me, Saiyan. But it would only now appear as though Goku had other plans, because with Goku now shown having to deflect and smack away each and every single one of Beerus' energy attacks, was when Goku then went on to respond. Now, while I never had expected Goku to really become what it is that I will here before you in battle here today, Lord Beerus, even you have to admit that this wasn't going to be as easy for you to get the better of me as you once did when we first battled all those years ago. But be that as it may, perhaps maybe you can now begin to see that a second victory under your belt here against me doesn't look to be all that promising after all. Now is it, Goku questions? How there you are, you evasive little rodent. Now stop running from what we both already know is your fate and accept your loss here against me, just as you once did, Beerus shouts. But then, it was only just then from out of nowhere, with Goku being shown having to vanish and teleporting behind Beerus and charging up for a massive Kamehameha wave with Beerus not having to notice, was when Beerus went on to then quickly question, and as I tried warning this was going to happen, so the weights, and he just go and vanish off too like that, with Primal Ultra Instinct Goku then having to respond. Well, since you kept on going and insisting that this battle of ours was going to go and reach its end by having it conclude within your favor, Goku utters, then allow for me to go and show you on exactly why that won't be happening, Lord Beerus. Which was only explosively enough within these very moments now, with Goku's Kamehameha wave having to be shown making direct contact with Lord Beerus and having to create a massive explosion, with Vegeta and Whis having to look on, was when Vegeta went on to then quickly shout, "Oh, Kakarot, you lunatic! Surely he's not truly thinking about going all the way now, would he?" With Whis responding, "Now, while I wouldn't go and rule out and having to watch Goku go all the way if he needs to, just to simply prove a point, as seen with you, of course, just yesterday, what I will say is that I don't think that Goku would be that foolish to actually go and attempt to jump to such conclusions. However, we are, of course, talking about Goku of all people here, and so try not to go and find yourself being too surprised by anything he goes and does from here on, Vegeta." Within these very moments,
What
now,
up,
after
Scully?
the
Good to
fact
see you.
that
How you
Beerus
doing?
having to put his guard up and being very damaged following having to take Primal Ultra.
Yeah, he gonna have to take Goku serious, boy. Look at him. He had to use that. Hey, brace for impact. Hopefully you having a good day, Scully. Y'all know to go check out my big bro Scully, the author that reads to you. He had a good reading the other day with community members. I suggest y'all go and check it out. I ain't gonna give you too much more than that. You know, it's called a cliffhanger for a reason, right? Yeah, don't hang off the cliff. Go over there and check it out.
Instant Goku's Kamehameha wave and now having to be shown visibly damaged, was when Beerus went on to then say to himself, "Oh, damn it. Of all the times that I should have seen that one coming from miles away, but how could I have just went and let things truly turn out to come down like this?" Beerus questions. "Me, of all destroyers, left beaten by the hands of a mortal, and worst of all is the fact that when it's one of your very own and a Saiyan of all races. But why am I not surprised? For I had underestimated him again, and while I truly believed that I was far stronger of the two here between us, I was wrong to have been so careless as to go and allow for these Saiyans to go and get as far as they did. However, just because this idiot may have hurt my chances within the moment does not mean that I am giving up just yet. So don't you dare go and think that you have won, because you and I are still very far from finished. And so now you wait right there and I'll show you what I'm talking about." Beerus went on to then drop down by quickly responding, "You just wait, Saiyan, because there is no way that I plan on allowing for this to end this way, mortal." With Goku responding, "Well, I hate to have to go and break it to you like this, but I'm afraid that this battle here between us is over, Lord Beerus." With Beerus quickly responding, "How dare you go and mumble such disrespectful words towards me like that, Saiyan? And just who exactly is it that you think that you are talking to like that to begin with here, Goku?" With Goku responding, "I know that you hate to have to admit it, but I tried telling you that things weren't going to be the same as they once were," Goku says. "And hopefully now you can see that what it was that I was trying to tell you all along was the truth." With Beerus quickly responding, "Oh, don't you go and stand there and dare to patronize me about anything here, Saiyan. And so a deal's a deal, and if you're going to try and live up to a promise, then I highly advise that you ought to go and keep it, Goku. Just see if you have the heart to truly go through with it. With Primal Ultra Instinct Goku responding, now although I am not someone who would often go and break their promises if I had to go and make them to begin with, but since you seem to be stuck on your decision and wanting for me to go and hereby carry out my promise here against you, then far be it from me to go and keep you waiting if this was what it was that you had wanted to go and see from me, Lord Beerus, and I promise that it'll all be over before you even knew what happened. With the curious Beerus responding, wait, now just hold it right there for just 1 second, Goku, and just what exactly are you going to try and attempt to go and use against me here? Now just wait a minute, but surely he can't be serious with what it is that he is aiming to do here, right? What are you doing, Kakarot? Vegeta questions. Well, his heart appears to be fully into it, Whis responds, but let us go and wait for just 1 moment, Vegeta. To which it was only just upon with Goku now having to finally be shown executing the Hakai in the most unorthodox way possible was when Goku went on to then utter out destruction by responding, I'm sorry that you had to want to go and have it end this way, but allow for me now to go and show you that I in fact have what it takes to actually through with it. To which it was these very moments as a terrified Beerus went on to look on over by closing his eyes and opening one only to see Goku now Hakai one of the floating rocks around Beerus was when Beerus went on to then quickly respond, I can't believe that he would actually wait. No, don't tell me that you... I know what you might be thinking here, and although I can see that you are still very much frustrated at what was shown having to take place here between us, Goku says, but I just wanted for you to know that I don't my strength for arrogance.
He did troll us though.
And well, even though I could have went and ended this fight a lot sooner if I wanted, Goku continues, on top of letting my instincts go and take control over my actions and erased everything in my path, including you, but I didn't, and I didn't choose to do so, not because I couldn't or because I hesitated, Goku adds, but, well, simply put, it's because I just have far too much respect for you to go and have it end in bloodshed, Goku says, and while I know that you were testing me and having to push to see if I could truly surpass you by this point, and I think it's safe to say for us both that I very much have, Lord Beerus, but I also refuse to go and let this battle end in destruction, which is why I am offering you my hand in friendship, Goku continues, in settling the score between us here, once and for all, with a victory under both of our... You've got some nerve in refusing to go and do as I say by honoring me a noble death and rejecting my command, Goku! Now get that stupid hand of yours out of my face, Beerus smacks Goku's hand by responding, and for the record, don't think that just because you held out here against me does it earn you some kind of an honor here, because I want for you to go and listen to me, and listen to me very closely, Goku. For you may go and think that this shows some kind of restraint, but all this really tells me is that you didn't have the heart and you didn't have the resolve to go all the way and destroy me, Beerus says. So even though you may in fact be more powerful than I am, and while you may have surpassed my prowess within the realm of combat, you didn't have the stomach to go and do what was needed to be done in destroying me by using the Hakai, and that is why you will never truly surpass me, Beerus continues, no matter how powerful you end up in becoming, and as far as I'm concerned, we are both now tied with 1 victory here between us, but don't go and allow for that to go and get to your head here either, Saiyan, because there is still much for you to learn. However, you have pushed me further than anyone else has ever had before you, with the only other exceptions being Vegeta's mastered Ultra Ego and, of course, Whis. Beerus went on to then look over his shoulder by responding, so that much I will go as far as to admit to you, Goku. So now enjoy this little moment while it lasts, Goku. Enjoy it while you still can, because I swear on everything that I am, for it will be the last time that you ever stand above me like this ever again. For I will go and make sure that when we do meet again, it will not end as it just did for a second time. Beerus went on to then walk away by continuing, so enough with you, as I have had all the Goku that I could stand to go and tolerate here today, and so I need for you to go and hurry it up and heal us both while you're still here with us, Whis. For I want you to go and hurry it up so that you may go and take your leave with this idiot, so that way I may go and begin my training with Vegeta and further having to prepare him for the universal tournament that is upon us. And so now
remind him, don't forget, Goku's stronger than your ass.
Right then and there now, during that moment,
It is his show.
Super, the legacy of the Omniverse, the official top 5 strongest warrior Warriors in the Multiverse sequel, manga chapter number 14 special, then comes to a close.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something very important with our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even...
And as usual, I will remind y'all that I don't go to Patreon because I like to do the videos after he's released them. That way, I ain't ahead of y'all, and y'all are like, that's not fair, Popcorn. You went to Patreon, and you're ahead of the game. We gotta wait till it come out on YouTube for free, because that's what Patreon was for. It's the people that support him financially can get it earlier than the people that can see it free on YouTube. But we appreciate you watching it free on YouTube, because, you know, that's how we do, right? Yeah, you got introduced to us on YouTube, then you move to Patreon, because guess what? The man is ahead of his work, because that's how he's supposed to be. So that's what Patreon is for. So whenever you actually do your videos ahead of time, the people that are actually supporting you get to see it as soon as the work is presented, versus... I know you still hear Scully, versus you having to wait till he puts it up on YouTube, which, you know, like halfway through the damn series. But who knows?
knowing, because not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the manga content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way that range from a variety of different things, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link everything down within the description box below and pinned comment section as well. Now I will go as far as to say that although I had already known on what the outcome of this rematch was going to be like before it even began, even though Goku had Lord Beerus beaten in the end, I find it very interesting on how Lord Beerus had called Goku out for his soft spot when needing to get the job fully done, and now with the score finally being settled between them, and with their omniversal training underway in just a matter of a few moments, you do not want to go and miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video, and before you leave, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as also subscribing to Unreal and Gaming's channel for tons of new Dragon Ball content. So with that, we thank you all so much for watching, as we'll be seeing you all again for the next one.
Now, I know it might be weird, maybe even a little bit sus, but just trust me, okay? Just shove it in your mouth, Catman.
Say what now? I will do no such thing, Talking Bug Man, but what I will do is encourage you all to subscribe to Unreal and Gaming for the latest Dragon Ball content. And while you're at it, make sure to like the video.
Overlays today, Scully?
Also, don't forget to become a member of
Last time I went early on Saturday, your ass was live. I was surprised. I'm like, this guy's up this early? Hell, I know you be up moving and grooving, but hell, live?
Along with every taco.
Yeah.
Hey, don't just waste the goddamn thing. Pass it here.
He is shocked by the amount of power he unleashes in a blast that he thought would be much weaker. Later, in the fight against Moro, everyone acknowledges that Vegeta became much stronger, including Moro himself. All of this kind of makes sense for Vegeta. He was a brute warrior who never had a real master, who learned to control Ki the hard way, on pure instinct. And the first time he did get a master, it was an angel, with concepts that already involved the techniques of gods. For him, it makes some sense that this training unlocked a potential in his mortal abilities that was still hidden. However, here we have an issue. A large power increase might make sense for Vegeta, but if we were to apply the same logic to Goku, I'm not so sure it makes sense anymore. We're talking about a guy who had already trained with gods, with Kami and King Kai. We're talking about the warrior who perfected the Kaioken, a technique that demands perfect...
Hey, could you hold up for a second?
Yeah, that's cool.
What up, nerd?
Come on, man, don't start.
Fine, what's up?
Hey, you know the Saiyans, right?
Yeah, what about him?
You ever run into one with blonde hair?
What?
Okay, now let me explain. So, like, I killed his friend, right? Blew him up. And he started grunting all weird. I was like, he tripping. But when he did that, like the sky started changing and it started lightning.
It never lightens on that nigga.
See, that's what I was thinking. But then, like, I was still trying to figure out why he was grunting like that. And next you know, his hair turned blonde.
Wait, it turned blonde?
Yeah, bro, look.
That nigga's hair really blonde. You should call Dad.
I'm gonna make a 3-way call. What's up, son? All right, Dad. So when you was ruling the sands, did any of them have blonde hair?
What? Nah, he legit. Okay, then no, they have always had black hair, boy. What does the scouter say?
Don't know they all broke, but he low-key grabbed my hand earlier and that shit hurt.
What form you in?
Final form?
Yeah, maybe for you. You got full power?
Not yet.
Okay, go full power. If he's still on your ass, blow that whole bitch up.
Say less, I ain't even think about that. Hey, keep your ass up there. I need to make a phone call.
Alright.
Thank you. I'm gonna keep the stack with y'all. He on my ass. Bad.
He's not going full power.
Yo, I am max. Oh, girl, my muscles are on 10 right now.
Well, I told you to blow that bitch up. Did this happen?
Yeah, about that.
Sounds to me that little bro fucked up.
Shut the hell up. But he right, I did mess up. I held back too much.
How much time till the plane go up?
Well, I mean, I told him 5 minutes.
Alright, how much time has passed?
No lie, it's easily been 20 minutes.
Your dumb ass just threw out a number to him, didn't you?
I'm gonna be real with you. I think I have a concussion, so my timing might be off.
That's an understatement.
Like, have you ever been in a fight and got the shit slapped out of you repeatedly?
Why did you say that twice?
Say what twice?
Yeah, Dad, go get him.
Nah, I'm good. I stole his friend's technique and I'm gonna kill him with it.
No, it's starting to make sense why he slapped you like that. Okay, why aren't you do the technique yet?
Oh, no, I already threw the discs. They're around here somewhere.
Don't you think you should be paying attention to where they are?
Don't worry. Oh, Frieza, get down! Hey, don't you see that I'm on the...
I'm gonna go get Frieza.
Don't you see? I
The
want
fact that you calling me right now means something bad happened.
Yo, no lie, I am shook.
Please don't tell me your ass went to go fight that Saiyan again.
Okay, not exactly.
Okay, good.
I went to blow up this planet.
Bro, why would you do that? You seen what that did to you last time. You ugly as hell now.
Hey, don't be disrespectful. But the problem isn't him this time. It's under Saiyan.
You telling me another Saiyan is on your ass?
Okay, but like, hear me out. So I pulled up, and like the Saiyan with purple hair came, and he started killing all my soldiers, right?
You just say the Saiyan has purple hair. No, this legit.
So like I was saying, his hair started turning blonde, right? So I ain't gonna lie, it scared me. So I just started shooting blasts at him.
I know you ain't just admit that you scared.
Okay, yes.
So what happened?
Like I was saying, he deflected my blast and shooting at him. So I ain't gonna lie, bro. I stole your technique and threw it at him.
I know you ain't just say you stole my move.
Bro, I had no choice.
You know I gotta slap this shit out of you like other Saiyans did. But did this at least kill him?
He caught it.
Did you just say he caught it?
Yo, he's still holding it as we speak.
If he's still holding it, then blow that bitch up. And if that don't work, take your ass home. Cause I do not feel like trying to avenge you.
Hold up a second.
Oh, yeah, take your time.
Appreciate it.
Okay, how are you even calling me? I'm dead.
Hey, don't worry about all that, but bro, I'm be honest with you, I get it.
Get what?
I went to go avenge you.
Cooler, don't tell me when to go fight the Saiyans.
Hey, wait, hold on. Which one is it? It's the one you sent me the picture of.
That's not even the one that killed you, bro. But let me guess, he on your ass, ain't
All right, now hold on. I was on his ass for a good minute now, and I was doing you bad. But I might have made him too mad.
Your ass did something to one of his friends, didn't you?
Yeah, I blew the green one up.
Yep, you fucked up.
Now hold on, that was a little while back. So I was on his ass and I had him beat, right? And some bird flew over to him and died. I don't know why it did that. And he picked it up and brought it back.
But that don't even make any sense.
Yeah, I don't get why that happened either. He changed after that.
So how long you been beating your ass?
Well, shit, I mean, he did grab my wrist.
You do be grabbing the wrist, for real.
Yeah, he hit me like 2 good times.
So that's it, he only hit you 2 times?
Hey, listen, them hits was solid. I am not trying to end up like you.
So what you about to do then?
You already know what I'm about to do.
You about to blow that bitch up.
Most definitely. I'm gonna be real, I still don't know how to do these outros quite yet. But the energy better this time compared to the Koski one. Go watch that if you ain't seen it. Yeah, that was a shameless plug-in. My voice is gone. Y'all ain't asked that either, but like I just felt like I should inform y'all. Speaking of stuff y'all ain't asked for, the Super Saiyans that you hopefully just watched all of and didn't skip. What's the first phone calls I ever did? First one ever. Crazy, I know. So, you know, that thing where you like it, comment, subscribe, do that. Because, you know, I want y'all to start paying attention to the longer form. So you just, comment what your favorite Goku is. Your favorite Goku. Yep. I'm leaving it like that.
He said, I'm leaving like that. Try to hook him in. You gotta hook him.
Come on, don't squirm. Hey, I can't treat your wound if you keep jumping like that. What on earth were you thinking asking Goku to smack you anyway? Look, it made sense at the time. I wanted to know how strong he got and feel it firsthand. You're clearly feeling it now. You're mindless fool, you know that, right? Man, he's strong, and I don't regret it. Kind of been wondering if I was right to give up martial arts when I did. But now I've got my closure, and it feels great. Maybe you should wait to say that after I'm finished, honey. Oh, come on! You're enjoying it.
Of course she enjoys torturing you, Krillin. He must not know.
After the unfortunate passing of Akira Toriyama, many fans thought we'd have to wait years before we saw Totoro continue the story of Dragon Ball into the future. And sure, while Super hasn't returned from hiatus just yet, it seems like Dragon Ball AF is alive and kicking. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but before I continue, I should elaborate a bit. When Totoro quit Dragon Ball AF to work on Heroes, he had outlined and rough drafted part of Chapter 5 of his AF. While it was partially finished and released, it was never fully completed, and much of the art remained unfinished until now. Chapter 5 has now been fully released with partially drawn pages Roger Yu, along with new additional content. And not just that, they're actually continuing the manga as if Toyotaro never stepped away. Their goal is to adhere to his vision and finish the story that he never could. Today, I want to continue the story where we left off last time, which was with our heroes rushing off to meet Zykor, who just got released from his imprisonment. As Chapter 5 begins, Vegeta of course challenges Zykor to battle. Zykor boasts that he'll erase Vegeta in an instant, but Vegeta manages to make the first move, launching a barrage of attacks so quickly that Zykor can't seem to keep up. Krillin, watching in awe, is blown away by Vegeta's newfound power. He asks Trunks if this is some new form, but Trunks denies it. Instead, he explains that Vegeta has merely found a way to use each form's strengths to his advantage, while mitigating their weaknesses by transforming in the heat of battle in brief spurts. Trunks explains that Vegeta's so good, even Zykor hasn't caught on yet. Then, just as the cocky Vegeta believes he has the upper hand, Zykor reveals his true power, unleashing Super Saiyan 5. He easily knocks Vegeta around a bit, then prepares to take out Trunks.
Now, for those that are paying attention, that's almost like being able to combine the Kaioken with his Saiyan transformations type shit level for him. Because, you know, that's just crazy. He's like, nah, I can just damn near instantly flip up to my transformations. So if one's not beneficial for what's going on, I could just instantly flip to the other one for its benefits. Hey, smart, but you know that's Vegeta for you. Vegeta! That's that bullshit. Look at Broly come in with a super kick.
And Krillin as well, when, out of nowhere, the legendary Super Saiyan Broly appears, striking Zykor with a kick. Broly picks up the injured Vegeta and tosses him to the ground after scolding him for daring to fight Zykor when he knew that Broly wanted to be the one to kill him. Then again, at this fateful moment, another fighter appears, Oob. Just as he promises to act as a diversion to allow the other fighters to escape, yet another warrior appears. This time, it's Yam Shinhan, the fusion of Tien and Yamcha. Although they're too weak to put up any fight at all, it seems to have been a good enough distraction, as Trunks, Vegeta, and Broly manage to escape during the scuffle.
They fuse for no
As
reason.
they leave, Zykor reverts back to his base form. Back at Kami's lookout, the Saiyans take the Dragon Balls to begin the ritual to summon forth Goku from the Dragon Realm. Meanwhile, as Goku senses his friend summoning him, he and the other dragons become one, traveling to Earth. Then, as Shenron is summoned, Goku appears with a happy smile, saying, "Hey guys, it's been a while." As he begins thanking everyone for bringing him back for this battle, Broly reminds him that he didn't do it out of the kindness of his heart. His true intentions remain to kill Goku. Goku reminds him he's gone through his own training and that won't be easy. Just then, Vegeta snaps him back to reality, reminding him there's no time for idle chit-chat. Originally, this is where Toyotaro's draft ends. However, Roger Yu and his team have continued the story, showing Goku heading off to visit Korn and retrieve some senzu beans before he heads off to fight Zykor. Vegeta and Broly chase after him to the battlefield, angry that Goku rushed off without them. Goku arrives just in time, standing before Krillin and Oob, injured and beaten. Krillin suddenly pushes through his injuries, excited to see his old friend again. Before Goku gets serious, he informs Oob of the senzu beans and tells him to hold on to them in case of an emergency. Then, he turns to face Zykor, his son. As they start fighting, Zykor remarks, "They tried to make me believe you wouldn't reclaim your dominion over the universe, but here you are, curse you." Goku tells him to quit babbling before powering up into Super Saiyan 3 and charging at him. The two lock hands and seem evenly matched, forcing Goku to power up into Super Saiyan 4. As Goku manages to overwhelm Zykor, he fires a Kamehameha. Just then, Pan and Gohan arrive to fight, and as Zykor deflects Goku's wave, it heads straight for them. Luckily, they leap out of the way, with Gohan exclaiming not to worry, that they're here to help. Goku simply smiles back at him, while Zykor feels excitement that more have entered the battle. Goku tries to relate to him, explaining that he knows how it feels to be excited at the prospect of fighting another warrior at a similar power level. As he explains the joys of overcoming your limits against people at your level, Zykor demands that he shut up and charges.
In case y'all, we already covered some of Zykor. Around the time we did our Who is Tori Taro video, which we already covered also. So, go check out, people we recommend, because that's why we recommend these people. Review channel. I'll let y'all know if y'all don't know what to watch. Hell, if you know what to watch, then we can talk about that shit together, right? Maybe. I don't know. Hell, people like to be quiet.
Goku easily swats him away, forcing Zykor to the ground. As Zykor struggles to his feet, Goku holds his hand out with a smile. Broly's confused by this, while Vegeta is just disappointed that Goku is as naive as ever. Zykor denies Goku's help, then punches him hard in the gut, yelling that he does not want Goku's mercy, as he would not offer Goku mercy of his own to begin with. As Goku struggles, Zykor takes Oob out with ease. Goten, Trunks, Pan, Gohan, and Vegeta all jump in and fight Zykor 5-1. Despite their best efforts, Zykor manages to blow them away with ease and transforms back into Super Saiyan 5. As things begin to look dark, Goku appears from the ashes in his Super Saiyan 4 form. Then, as everyone watches on in shock, Goku begins to transform even further beyond. The transformation is so powerful, even beings from other dimensions like the Demon Realm and the Dragon Realm can feel Goku's immense power. Finally, standing tall and proud, Super Saiyan 5 Goku is revealed in all of his glory. Zykor is stunned, as are Vegeta, Broly, and Gohan. Goku remains unfazed, simply shifting to a battle stance, then charges at Zykor. Zykor attempts to fight back, but Goku outmaneuvers him with relative ease. Things are looking up for our heroes, and then the chapter ends for now. I say for now because this story is being actively developed and the creators rely on you to help them along. For more information about how to support them, please follow at macho_man88 on X, where he is usually posting updates along with ways to support them. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you taking the time to enjoy this with me. I'm so glad they've decided not only to finish Totaro's original unfinished Dragon Ball AF chapter, but to also continue it with the intention of staying within the world he established. I'm very excited to see where this goes, and I hope you all are too. With that being said, please like if you enjoyed and comment if you have something to say, and I will see you in the next one. Peace off.
Super Saiyan 3 has been present in every faction of Dragon Ball since it's been introduced. Here's every character and every version of Super Saiyan 3 we've seen. Goku, of course, being the inventor of Super Saiyan 3, who has used this form in every Dragon Ball series since Z. Gotenks being the second person to ever use this form. Now, a lot of these characters have only ever achieved the form in Dragon Ball Heroes, such as Broly, Gogeta, Vegito, Bardock, Trunks, Cumber, of course, in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, along with Raditz and Nappa as well.
And as of the conclusion of Dragon Ball Daima, Vegeta is the latest character to achieve Super Saiyan 3, or as he likes to call it, Ultra Vegeta 1. Hopefully one day soon, we'll get to see Goten and Trunks be able to obtain this transformation by themselves without fusion as well.
Which is funny because, you know, he currently has that ultra ego. Did Toriyama loop that back in to explain something to y'all? If it's, just don't worry about it. Toriataro knows the story going on, right? I set you up for some shit, Toriataro. Of course, y'all know to go check out the big homie at DJ Is. Appreciate them beats, right? Yeah, he's got non-copyrighted music for you to play in your backgrounds if you want. Or you can just listen to him because you appreciate the work, right? Hell, listen while you work or work while you working, right? Yeah, you dig? Y'all know we'll be right back at you at 10 o'clock on TWP Central Colored People Time. So, you know, y'all can be a little bit after 10 p.m. Central. For those that don't know, I'm in the Midwest. Shout out to Kansas City. Doing our THIN to the G here these days. Super Saturdays, because that's when I'm always coming at you with some super content. Because, you know, somebody made something for some Dragon Ball, whether it's the company or fan made. So I got something to talk about anyways. Or we can run something back, as they say. It's always something we talk about. We can go back and talk about Gohan beating Cell ass, because that was funny. Spitting up 18, now that's Krillin's shit. Uh-oh, he says, shit, 23 apps for the new company. Well, damn. 6 master classes. Well, y'all heard it. Be on the lookout for that new content coming from the big homie. Appreciate Scully being on his shit. But we will be back next Saturday.